U.S. President Donald Trump's positive test could cause a new wave of market volatility as investors brace for the presidential election in November next month. On Friday, after Trump and his wife tested positive for the coronavirus, global equity markets slumped and investors moved into safer gold and the Japanese yen. While the market slid a little yesterday, there are more serious undertones that could bring the market down, including market uncertainty just a month before U.S. elections. However, economists suggest a huge government debt could be one of the reasons for the fall, even though the market cheers every time governments spend money.
With President Trump getting COVID-19 and being flown into the hospital, markets slid in America and around the world. But I think there are more serious problems for the markets with the amount of government debt that we have in the world on the one side, and markets cheering every time governments spend more. So it is a bit of a contradiction, but I think those issues are going to weigh more than the American president's health in the marketplace.
The rand had its fifth day of gains on Friday morning as emerging market currencies were supported by hope of more stimulus in the U.S. and positive economic data. That later changed as the news on Trump broke. The rand was weaker and resources stocks such as BHP, Anglo American and Impala Platinum were all lower. Economists say U.S. President's positive test may not be the only reason for the negative market reaction, but it dominates.
The general market reaction to the hospitalization of President Trump has been negative. This is understandable because the United States is the largest economy and its share in the global financial market is even larger. The rand response to the depreciation of the currency in the wake of the news of hospitalization of President Trump is fairly common and understandable, and typically these short-term responses reverse themselves over the medium term. So they have very little consequence on the broader macroeconomic picture.
Meanwhile, Emirates flights at King Shaka International Airport in Durban have been cancelled to and from the airport today due to the lockdown regulations. This after international travel resumed on Thursday after an almost 6-month ban. Those visiting South Africa are reminded that they will be expected to produce a negative coronavirus test result from an accredited laboratory. The results should not be older than 72 hours upon arrival. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.